Knowledge Nexus.
Howdy, partners. Gather around because today we're going to talk about something mighty important. Let's talk about the internet. It's a vast frontier full of opportunities and adventures. It's a wild place, full of promise, excitement, and a whole heap of danger. Just like a bustling city, it's teeming with activity, both good and bad. Just like the Wild West, it's got its fair share of outlaws. These digital bandits are always on the lookout for their next target. We're talking about malware and ransomware, the digital varmints looking to rustle your data and leave you high and dry. They sneak in, cause havoc, and demand a ransom. Now I know what you're thinking. It sounds scary. And you're right, it can be downright terrifying. And you're right, it can be. But don't worry, there's hope. But don't go hitching up your wagon and hightailing it out of town just yet. There's a way to protect yourself and your digital homestead. Just like any good prospector, you need the right tools and knowledge to strike gold safely. With the right preparation, you can navigate this digital landscape with confidence. This here's your guide to understanding and fighting back against those pesky cyber threats. We'll arm you with the knowledge you need. We'll break down what malware and ransomware are, how they operate, and the tricks they use to infiltrate your systems, how they work their wicked ways, and the damage they can cause if left unchecked. And most importantly, how you can protect yourself. From installing antivirus software to practicing safe browsing habits, we'll cover it all. So saddle up and let's get learning. It's time to become the sheriff of your own digital town. Think of your computer like your homestead. It's your personal space and it deserves to be protected. You wouldn't leave your door wide open with a sign saying free valuables inside, would you? Of course not. That's just asking for trouble. So let's make sure your digital doors are locked tight and your valuables are safe. First up, let's tackle malware. What in tarnation is it? Well, it's short for malicious software. Basically, it's any piece of software designed to harm your computer or steal your information. Think of it like a sneaky snake slithering into your system. It can come in many forms: viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, you name it. Each one has its own nasty way of causing havoc. Some malware might slow down your computer, making it run slower than a three-legged horse in a mud pit. Others might steal your passwords, credit card info, or even your entire digital identity. Not exactly ideal, right? That's why it's crucial to understand the different types of malware and how they spread. Only then can you start building up your defenses. Now let's meet some of these digital desperados, shall we? These cyber criminals are the bane of our digital existence, lurking in the shadows and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Viruses. These bad boys are like the common cold of the malware world. They attach themselves to legitimate programs and spread like wildfire when you share infected files. Imagine opening an email attachment from a trusted friend, only to find out it's a virus that's now spreading to everyone in your contact list. They can corrupt files, slow down your system, and even render your computer unusable. Worms. Unlike viruses, worms don't need your help to spread. They're independent operators, slithering through networks and exploiting vulnerabilities to replicate themselves. Picture a worm silently moving from one computer to another, consuming bandwidth and potentially bringing entire networks to a standstill. They can cause massive disruptions and are notoriously difficult to eradicate. Trojans. These tricksters disguise themselves as harmless software like a free game or app. But once you invite them in, they unleash their payload, potentially stealing your data or giving hackers remote access to your device. Think of them as digital spies, waiting for the right moment to betray your trust and compromise your security. Spyware. Ever feel like someone's watching you? Spyware does exactly that. It lurks in the shadows, recording your keystrokes, browsing history, and other personal information. Creepy, right? This type of malware can lead to identity theft, financial loss, and a complete invasion of your privacy. It's like having a digital stalker who knows your every move. These are just a few examples of the many faces of malware. And believe me, they're constantly evolving, finding new and creative ways to wreak havoc. From ransomware that locks you out of your own files to adware that bombards you with unwanted ads, the threats are endless and ever-changing. That's why it's more important than ever to stay vigilant and protect yourself. Regularly update your software, use strong passwords, and invest in reliable antivirus programs. Remember, in the digital world, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Now let's talk about the baddest hombre of them all, ransomware. This nasty piece of work takes your precious files hostage, encrypting them so you can't access them. Imagine this. You try to open that important document, that cherished photo album, but all you get is a message demanding a ransom in exchange for the decryption key. Talk about adding insult to injury. Ransomware is often spread through phishing emails, those sneaky messages that trick you into clicking on malicious links or downloading infected attachments. Once you take the bait, boom! Your files are gone, replaced by a ransom note that'd make even the toughest gunslinger sweat. Section 5. How to protect yourself. Alright, enough with the scary stuff. It's time to take control and not let fear dictate your actions. Let's talk about how you can protect yourself from these digital desperados. You don't have to be a tech wizard to stay safe online. Think of it as strapping on your digital six-shooter and becoming the John Wayne of the internet. Keep your software up to date. This is your first line of defense. Software updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities exploited by malware. Ignoring these updates is like leaving your front door unlocked. Think of it like reinforcing your homestead's walls against those pesky outlaws. Use strong, unique passwords. This is your second line of defense. A weak password is like leaving your front door wide open. Anyone can just walk right in and take what they want. Use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols to create a password that's tougher to crack than a walnut in a vice. This makes it much harder for cybercriminals to gain access. Be wary of suspicious emails and links. This is your third line of defense. Cybercriminals often use phishing tactics to trick you into giving away your personal information. If an email from a stranger promises you riches or seems too good to be true, it probably is. Always be skeptical of unsolicited messages. Don't click on any links or download attachments unless you're 100% sure they're legitimate. One wrong click can lead to a world of trouble. Remember, folks, a little caution goes a long way in the Wild West of the internet. Just like in the old days, being aware of your surroundings can keep you safe. Stay vigilant, follow these tips, and you'll be well on your way to keeping your digital homestead safe and sound. With these precautions, you can navigate the internet with confidence and peace of mind. Section 6. What to do if you get hit. Don't panic, round up the posse. Now, even the most cautious cowpoke can get ambushed every now and then. If you do find yourself staring down the barrel of a malware or ransomware attack, don't panic. First things first, disconnect from the internet. This will prevent the infection from spreading and minimize further damage. Then, it's time to round up the posse. Contact a trusted cybersecurity professional or your IT department if you have one. They'll have the tools and expertise to clean up the mess and help you recover your data. Remember, admitting you've been hit is the first step to recovery. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There are plenty of folks out there ready to ride to your rescue. Section 7. The future of cyber threats. A whole heap of outlaws. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the digital saloon, the outlaws keep getting craftier. Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving game of cat and mouse, and the bad guys are always coming up with new tricks. Artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things. These advancements bring new opportunities and new vulnerabilities. That's why it's more important than ever to stay informed about the latest threats and best practices for protecting yourself. Think of it like this. In the Wild West, you wouldn't rely on last year's wanted posters, would you? You'd want the latest information on the most dangerous outlaws on the loose. Section 8. Stay informed, stay safe. The Internet's your new frontier. So there you have it, folks. A crash course in navigating the digital Wild West. It's a wild ride, that's for sure. Full of excitement and danger in equal measure. But with the right knowledge and a healthy dose of caution, you can explore this new frontier with confidence. Remember, staying informed is your best defense. Keep learning about the latest threats, follow these tips, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. And most importantly, happy trails, partners.